Hey there, Internet. I'm Annie.
I'm Kit.
And this is the Jem Jam, where we do an episode-by-episode recap of the 1980s cartoon Jem and the Holograms, because it is outrageous, and we love it, but this is actually not about the cartoon today. We've determined that we needed to have an emergency episode of our podcast to talk about the recently released trailer for the Jem and the Holograms movie. Because, wow, there's a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, Mac is currently in the midst of a cross-country move, so we have reined in a third guest podcaster, my husband, John. Say hello, John.
Hello, John.
So, this trailer.
It does not look promising.
I saw some of the photos, I believe, 2 days ago, the promo photos that they released. I'm guessing now in advance, like trying to get people hyped up for the trailer. It didn't work. The photos looked terrible. And that was kind of like preparing us for how bad the trailer was going to be.
I'm not sure bad's the correct term. Boring is the correct term.
Bland. Aggressively bland.
Which is funny because I would say in all the things that I've seen so far, which has been almost unilaterally negative, bland has been the operative word.
Yeah, it's not that we weren't prepared for it to be bad. We just wanted it to be bad in an entertaining way.
Oh, exactly. Like, I mean, most of the reviews I've seen are not saying that it looks quote unquote bad, as in just an awful movie, just a movie. That's the problem. It shouldn't be just a movie.
It's Jem.
It's Jem.
It's glamour.
It's fashion.
It's glitter.
It's fame. It's all these things. And it's supposed to be exciting adventure. On our way home, my wife and I were definitely discussing the trailer, and we decided that Jem is very polarizing, right? When you go see a Jem movie, what should it do? You should either come out of it and be like, that was the dumbest pile of crap I've ever seen in my life. Or you should come out of the movie and go, that was the dumbest piece of crap I've ever seen in my life.
It really does look like an original Disney movie. It looks incredibly low budget, which suggests to me that stripping out the sci-fi elements was a response to them not being given a lot of money.
This is what I don't get. This is the weirdest part about, and granted, just sort of big disclaimer here, trailers, as we know it, are often really, really bad at imparting what the movie is actually about.
They lie.
They lie.
You remember Bridge of Terabithia? That was
Bridge to Terabithia.
Well, same difference, same movie.
But but the trailer, it does not look like there was any science fiction element, which at its core, Jem is like sort of a contemporary sci-fi magical girl thing with look. I've compared this thing to Macross minus robots before, and I will stand up and say that if you remove the robots from Macross, you're missing a lot, but it's still a pretty decent sci-fi drama.
Yeah, no, it's...
And that's what Jem should... I don't understand.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I don't understand this. How do you... I don't know. I don't know. This whole thing has just left me confused as heck.
Confused, yeah.
Yeah.
It appears that nobody had any faith in Jem's ability to sell tickets in the year of our Lord 2015, and so they basically turned it into a High School Musical movie.
Yeah,
no.
What I was thinking.
It's not even a High School Musical movie. Let's put the cards on the table. This is Josie and the Pussycats, the movie, minus all of the tongue-in-cheek humor and self-awareness. It is about a girl who is a little shy and awkward, but still kind of punky. She lives with her friends who are basically her sisters. They get discovered. There is a rich, manipulative woman who at the core of this wants to change the identity of the band from their sort of girl-powery friendship thing. Attempts to separate by manipulation the lead from the rest of the band, the lead who is in the title of the band, mind you, and then she realizes eventually what she's done, and she has to go and reconcile with her sister friends in order to make things right and make the band what it was in the first place.
Yeah, that actually sounds exactly the same.
And the thing about trailers is that a good trailer is supposed to give you the first act, a highlight reel of the second act, and a little bit of a hint towards the twist at the end of the second act going into the third. From what we can tell, we've been given all of the necessary story beats here. I would say they even gave us a little too much information.
Yeah, you pretty much know the whole movie.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I actually, I've been sort of following this on, the Tumblr account Jem and the Holograms, which they reblog a lot of our stuff, so thanks, by the way. made a list of of sort of the log lines of this movie as this thing is developed. Our first one, Jem and the Holograms adaptation. A former orphan teenager and a music executive who has a secret rock star life joins her sisters on a music-driven scavenger hunt across Los Angeles in search of a final message left by their father. 2, slightly altered later release. In a hyperlinked social media age, an orphan teenage girl, Jerrica Jem Benton, becomes an online recording sensation, and she and her sisters embark on a music-driven scavenger hunt, one that sends them on an adventure across Los Angeles in an attempt to unlock a final message left by her father. Now, and here's the one that we seem to be going for with this trailer, as a small-town girl catapults from underground video sensation to global superstar, she and her 3 sisters begin a 1 in a million journey of discovering that some talents are too special to be kept hidden. And Universal Pictures' Jem and the Holograms, 4 aspiring musicians will take the world by storm when they see that the key to creating your own destiny lies in finding your own voice.
And a magical supercomputer that projects sci-fi holograms?
No, that's stupid. What are you talking about?
Oh. Alright, do we want to go through my list of things I don't like about the Jem trailer?
Oh, we might as well.
Point 1. Now this isn't my original one. I heard this from Annie, who heard it from the internet as a whole. Is Jerrica's lack of agency in creating the Jem persona.
Yeah, this was pointed out to me, and I think it's a very good point.
It is a very good point.
I think I saw it on Twitter. I forget the original source.
Someone got it from someone in the internet.
Yes.
The trailer says the inciting incident of the movie is Kimber switching one of Jerrica's private YouTube videos to public, which, aside from the fact that it, like you said, it removes Jerrica's entire agency throughout the script, it's just a really awful thing to do to another human being.
Yeah, it's cyberbullying with a capital C.
And let's talk about the fact that the Jem identity appears to be given to Jerrica.
Yeah, she doesn't take it for herself, which I really like about the comic.
Yeah, the comic completely, the comic is 2 for 2 right now, as far as interpreting this thing in a more modern thing. Jerrica creates the Jem identity as an alter ego for herself to sort of act out and be the person that she's too shy to be.
Yeah. Number 2 that I do not like. This film, the trailer, has 0 cross-demographic appeal. You look at that trailer and what do you say? Oh, this is another
Cinderella chick flick.
Yeah, teenage girl chick flick.
Disney Channel original movie, which the entire network is heavily marketed towards tween girls.
Yes. Now, I'm gonna go deep here because I've seen all sorts of commentary and I've read many things about good old Jem and the Holograms. Here's the deal. Why did they bring in Christy Marks, the writer of Jem and the Holograms?
We've gone
to create Jem and the Holograms.
Yeah.
She wrote for G.I. Joe, right? Now here's the thing. Granted, they got the director of a G.I. Joe movie to direct this movie. But where are the explosions? Where are the thugs?
Where are the lions?
Where are the lions?
Where is Zipper?
There's no zipper.
There's no zipper.
I didn't even see any zippers in the clothes.
No.
There's no zipper. This is 0 cross-demographic appeal. This looks like it's 4 girls. And, the whole theory behind Jem was there had to be an explosion before every cut so the boy, who is the brother, doesn't change the channel.
And honestly, Jem is, we even talked about this in our episode about the second issue, of the comic. Jem had tremendous cross-demographic appeal.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Not only that, but it's not only just quote-unquote 4 girls, it's for a specific kind of girl.
I still can't believe they pulled a G.I. Joe guy to make a cartoon that was made by a G.I. Joe
writer. Yeah, no, I know.
I never put that together.
Yeah, I know, it's clever, right? If only it had gotten to some sort of result.
We can also talk about let's also talk about the fact that I believe some of the creative team involved, if not the director himself, is from Step Up.
Oh, sure.
The Step Up film series, which is loud and ridiculous and music-oriented.
I like loud and ridiculous. Jem is supposed to be loud and ridiculous.
And this is muted.
This is, as my number 3 is.
Oh, transition.
Is bland, generic, and could be literally any music group ever. It could have any name on it, and the movie would be the same.
I was talking about this on Twitter and Tumblr and very loudly to my brother over lunch. This is like if they made a Metalocalypse feature film and they stripped out all the things that make Metalocalypse what it is, and it was just a movie about 5 teenage boys on their path to milquetoast MTV stardom, and the only acknowledgement of the source material was that some of the characters occasionally said brutal.
You would have the One Direction guys, except they call each other like William Murderface and Nathan Explosion and Pickles.
To be fair, I watched that film.
Fish don't got no goods metals to listen
Only
to.
if one of them completely straight-faced does Swiss Guard for the entire movie. That I would watch that film.
I kind of would.
You saw a report somewhere, Annie, where it seems like this is a previous screenplay they may have just slapped Jim onto.
I've heard rumors to that effect, but I haven't found the sources for that yet. But there are whispers, surreptitious whispers across the internet that this is a pre-existing screenplay called Famous that Jem and the Holograms has been slapped onto.
The changing bylines suggest a lot of rewrites.
Yeah. And the biggest crime is that it looks like it could have just had Jem and the Holograms slapped on it.
Unlike the Mario Brothers movie.
That's
a whole different baffling theory.
That's a whole other baffling thing. But even if it is an original screenplay, the fact that it looks like it could be any screenplay, only they put Jem and the Holograms coming this fall to the CW. That sort of dovetails into the fact that the trailer looks like that parody trailer of Marvel's Black Widow that Saturday Night Live did. Where it's just like, let's just take everything away from all of this character and make generic chick flick number 78.
I think it has the exact same beats in the trailer, too.
It does! There were no misfits in this trailer.
Where are the misfits?
Not even just a hint of green hair. Nothing. No misfits.
Their songs.
Kit, are you listening?
Their songs are better. You ask anyone on the street, you pull anyone off the street, and you say, hey, who are the villains to Jem and the Holograms? And you know what they'll say?
They'll say, who the hell are you?
Exactly. They will say, who the hell are you and who the hell are Jem and the Holograms? Because that show's a zillion years old and no one won't know what it is. But if you ask the right person who cares about Jem and the Holograms, they will tell you Eric Raymond and the Misfits. But there are no Misfits. If you can't have Jem without the Misfits, I don't think.
No.
I think it falls apart.
You gotta have a counterpoint band.
You do. You have to have an evil band to...
It's like Batman and the Joker. One is defined by the other.
Exactly. And you can't just define them by evil corporate Eric Raymond. Because Eric Raymond is just a proxy for pizzazz.
He's like a 43-year-old schlubby, sleazy dude.
Yeah, he's hanging out with and bugging all these 21-year-old women for no good reason.
What I'm betting they're gonna do is they're gonna tease the Misfits at the end of this movie, pretending there's gonna be a second movie.
Absolutely, there will be the
fish
for the
sequel.
sequel.
Oh my god, no, it'll be the post-credits sequence.
Oh god.
I'm just talking about the Misfits initiative.
Yes!
Samuel L. Jackson is gonna walk into the recording studio.
I now want this movie more than ever. I want this movie we're coming up with right now.
He's got Tech Rat with his guys?
Yes, Tech Rat. He's an agent of I don't know. Starlight House. Starlight House. All right. Next point on my list of crazy things about the Jem trailer that are super upsetting. Why is Rio a 37-year-old hot guy?
He's not even that hot, and he doesn't have purple hair.
He's grizzled, and his hair isn't crazy, and his pants aren't dumb, and everything's wrong.
He's not kicking over potted plants.
But Rio's way too old for Jem in this, infinitely too old.
So he's like what? Like Erica Raymond's flunky? Or?
I don't know, but he's a million years old.
Infinitely too old and like everything else, very, very bland. If they hadn't said that this guy was, explicitly said this is Rio, I would not have known that was Rio.
My next thing on the list is there's zero outlandish plot things going on whatsoever.
No.
There's no exciting adventure.
No.
Zero explosions. No thugs. Did
No
you
lions.
see any crazy thugs?
No.
And no lions.
No lions.
No oil tankers about to crash.
Yeah, no holograms to speak of.
No houses set on fire.
No bombs.
No bombs.
What else is ridiculous in Jem? Every plot.
Yacht disasters.
Yacht disasters? Was there a yacht disaster in that trailer?
Did anybody go solo?
Was it
besides Jem?
No, yeah. I don't know how to handle a Jem show that doesn't have the plot of the movie Speed in every episode. Where we have to keep this record helicopter going 99 miles an hour. Otherwise the radio station explodes.
Or the plot of Speed Racer.
Or the plot of Speed 2 Cruise Control.
But this movie is just like a bland teen drama, not crazy over-the-top, the house burned down drama.
That's why you fall in love with Jem, right?
Yeah,
right?
This should be...
That's basically why you fell in love with this, right?
Yeah, because every time I thought I had a handle on this show, I didn't.
Something bonkers happens, and you're like, why did something bonkers happen? But this is just like, oh no, she might go solo and forget the meaning of true friendship and sisterhood. Not Pizzazz's trying to murder them again.
Not Zipper took Kimber to a volcano and left her there to die.
Not Tech Rat makes a time machine to send them back in time.
Not let's solve our problems by pretending there's holographic lions and also holographic policemen, but then the real policemen show up and there's still lions? And then there's 3 Eric Raymond's.
Too many Erics.
Too many Erics.
I only signed up for a few Erics.
This is a terrible vacation.
The synergy line.
What was that?
Yeah, she says Showtime synergy at some point during the trailer and rubs her earring. But there's like no indication that there are actual holograms or synergy will be involved.
No, 0 indications.
No, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I have a theory.
Uh-oh.
All right. Are you ready to feel miserable about everything?
As ready as I ever am.
All right. Here we go. Here's the idea.
Hit me.
Synergy is going to be the plot point of her merging her 2 personalities together in a synergistic fashion. Right? Right. Jem, Jerica synergizing into being a full human being. It's all in her head.
Divorce.
I mean, it's
I'm
sort of
divorcing
miserable.
you.
And she's going to be like, Showtime synergy, because synergy is the new me synergizing between
Oh my god.
my Jem persona and my Jerica persona.
Oh my god, so she abandons the Jem stage name and instead becomes Synergy in the hologram.
Yeah, that is where I'm going with this. That sounds perfectly miserable, but perfectly plausible within the world state that we are given in these 2 minutes.
Get out of the apartment.
I know it's awful.
You're sleeping on the couch tonight.
It sounds miserable.
Leave.
Does that not sound terribly plausible to you?
We're tearing this marriage apart.
I don't want to get involved in whatever domestic dispute is happening now.
But that is my synergy theory, and I'm going to stick to it until proven otherwise,
You were
because
the
I think that
worst.
is so miserable, but it sounds so in line with
my
what
God.
that trailer gave us.
Oh my god.
All right, leaving on that awfully negative note,
Mother cussing.
can we talk about some things that we may have semi-liked about the trailer?
It didn't look offensively bad,
It does not look offensively bad. It looks okay.
but I
It
mean,
just could be any movie.
but
It
that
could be
also
any
means
movie.
that I'm going to be bored in the theater, and we watch a lot of bad movies. We watch a lot of bad horror movies, and we've decided that the worst thing that you could possibly be while watching a movie is bored. That is the worst offense a movie can commit.
Aja was acceptably cast. They appear to have picked like the palest black girl in the world to play Shayna.
She is mixed race. I believe it is said that her father is African American.
She's very pale. You put movie Shayna next to comic and cartoon Shayna, it's a very jarring difference. I'm not comfortable calling it whitewashing, but it's questionable. And also, it did not escape me that in the trailer, they specifically named Jerica and Kimber, but Aja and Shayna were just Aunt Bailey's foster kids. And they barely got any screen time.
Yeah.
Which, again, questionable.
Especially because, I mean, Aja's the character who actually does stuff.
Yeah, I like Aja.
I like Aja
She
a
drives
lot.
the car.
She does.
I also really liked that scene where, like, the other holograms are yelling at Jem, and she's crying, and the tears are running through her face makeup, but they aren't making the face makeup run.
Wait, how did they do that?
What did she set that makeup with? Because I want it.
God, that makeup though. That makeup. It's like, just slap some pink on there. Just do it.
Oh, see, I was gonna say one of the things I like about it is I actually kind of like that costuming. I think it's pretty okay.
The makeup and the costuming, while incredibly low budget, also look more or less in line with what you could expect from the cartoon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I liked it.
guess.
I thought it was pretty good. It reminded me, especially her dress when she's solo, is very Gaga-esque in a good
Yeah, all
way.
right.
I
All
think
right, I'll
it's
give
okay.
you that. I'll give you
that.
that.
I think the costuming looked good. I really like Jem's makeup under the Jem persona. I think it's clever. It's all right. Not in the scene where she wants to sign that guard's arm.
No.
That was really that was a super bad outfit.
No.
But her like on stage outfits, those weren't bad in the trailer. I thought those
All right.
were appropriately glam rocky.
I'll cede you guys that. I will say that out of everything that I've seen so far with these costumes, with these hairstyles, the dress that Jem is wearing in the stills, the one that is clearly trying to mimic the classic Jem pink dress with like the little side apron thing, that thing just seems like a mishmash to me.
That's fair. I haven't seen his costume.
There's not a
question.
clear line anywhere in there.
Yeah, the costumes, look like a Forever 21 exploded all over the characters.
No, that's fair. But I mean that's sort of what you want in Jem. You want a contemporary like splatter house of fashion.
I guess. I mean, at the same time,
I mean, they can't all be in their glitter and gold outfits, which are some of the best ones in the entire show.
Well, granted.
But, I mean, glitter and gold is
But I mean, if our cultural touchstone here is Lady Gaga for the kind of thing that this should be aspiring to.
Yeah, it should be a little more over the top, absolutely.
At the same time, the Lady Gaga costumery, the way they were presenting it in the trailer at least, made it seem like that specifically kind of over-the-top fashion was symbolic of Jem/Jerica losing sight of real friendship and sisterhood, like it symbolically represents the losing your head in the fame and going solo, etc., etc. And the end of the movie, she will abandon that for the simpler couture of the stage, etc., etc., etc. Let me bring up another point, is that they did not use any glam rock in the trailer. It was all like anemic alternative pop rock type stuff.
Yeah.
And what was weird was that, I mean, we can assume that the first half of that, the female vocal one, that was a song from what's in the movie. But then you pop in another song from somebody else?
The one at the end was very concerning. That's a male singing. But I liked the song at the beginning of the trailer. I thought her little Jerica song was pretty okay. It wasn't particularly glam rocky, but as we all know, Kimber writes the songs in this group. Playing with the identity of who's the real Jem/Jerica is definitely a theme in the actual show. So, I mean, that's an okay theme to explore in the movie, though it doesn't seem like they're going to explore it in a good way at all.
And I think the comic book's still set up to do it better.
You are correct.
Not only that, but I feel like that's, like, if we're operating on the assumption that this is going to be a franchise, as everything is, that seems like a second movie character arc.
No, I would agree. Also, there's still no Misfits.
There's still no Misfits. It has been approximately half an hour since we started recording, and there's still no Misfits. My overall positive note about the trailer is that it was only 2.5 minutes long.
I mean, I do want to, I'm generally an optimist, and while I have a sinking feeling about this, I do at least want to maybe give it the benefit of a doubt if we ever see another trailer, because, I mean, as we all know, trailers are terrible, but I mean, when it comes right down to it, I'm gonna go see this regardless. I think all three of us, plus Mackenzie, are going to have to go see this.
You have to. I mean,
regardless.
We have a vested interest to go see anything that has Jem slapped on it, even if it is unfortunately Jem just slapped onto a pre-existing movie.
Exactly.
We made a commitment when we started doing this podcast, and we will honor that commitment, dang it.
When we leave the theater, unlike, being like, wow, that was crazy and ridiculous.
That was garbage!
Yeah, instead of being like that, it's just gonna be like a prolonged sigh. You're just gonna go see it and you're just gonna go,
It does not look like the kind of beautiful garbage that I would want from a Jem movie.
No.
I think that's the problem.
No.
This movie should be about, like, what did I call it? Puppy, boyfriend, space, McSpace?
Jupiter Ascending?
That's the one.
Yeah, having seen Jupiter Ascending, I'm pretty sure that they should have gotten the Wachowskis to do this movie.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it should be like. It should be that, like, over-the-top, ridiculous, bad, but enjoyable for no good reason sort of thing. Jem is excitement and adventure, and there's none of that in this movie.
No, I'm not excited.
I cannot stress that enough.
Once I come out of this movie a Jem girl, I will be exactly the same as I was before, except more.
I will also point out that the guy they got to do this movie is the guy who did the second G.I. Joe movie, I believe. Which is kind of telling, because I went to see the second G.I. Joe movie. And I went to see the first G.I. Joe movie. And I was with my mother both times, because this is the kind of garbage that we love. And the first G.I. Joe movie knew that it was a toy commercial. It embraced the fact that it was a toy commercial. There's a scene near the beginning of the movie where Channing Tatum, I can't remember his name, is on the elevator down with the older guy whose name I can't remember, but they're on the elevator down, and they're passing through all these levels of, like, the G.I. Joe headquarters, and one of the levels is, I swear to God, a underwater, like, fish tank full of submarines doing simulation battles, and they just pass that. And it's just one level on their way down to the bottom level of the base. And that, for me, is the quintessential moment of the G.I. Joe movie. And the second G.I. Joe movie did not have any of those things. It tried to take a much more realistic approach to G.I. Joe, and I think it suffered for it.
You can't be realistic with 80s cartoon movies.
No, you can't.
I think that about wraps up our list of grievances about this 2.5-minute trailer that we've effectively wasted probably at least 10 minutes on by the time we finally cut this. You probably shouldn't go see it, but we will.
We'll go see it so you won't have to.
So until next time, which will probably involve more cartoons at last, I'm Annie.
I'm Kit.
I guess I'm John.
You are not Mackenzie.
No, that is true.
And this has been the Jem Jam, where the nail that sticks up gets outrageous.